Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mac if you're new here. Today we're talking about a side hustle for selling on Amazon, and this requires you to not hold any inventory, but you're still able to list and sell products on Amazon, which opens up the opportunity for many people because you're actually able to sell from lots of different countries and do this side hustle from many different countries, unlike other websites like Etsy that have some limitations. So that is super exciting and I can't wait to share this with you. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, consider doing so. I post videos talking about different side hustles, e-commerce tips, and so much more. And I also post helpful tips on my other social media, so those will be here and linked for you in the description below. So what this is Amazon KDP. So basically that means Kindle Direct Publishing if you're familiar with the Amazon Kindle, but this is basically a way of selling books on Amazon. And you may be thinking, how do I sell books? I don't know how to write books, but the great thing about this is you can publish low content books, which would be anything from like a journal, a puzzle book, a recipe book. Basically think of something like this, a journal, which is a minimal designed page. So we do not need to write a book. I know that not all of us are authors around here, including myself. So that is what I'm gonna be sharing with you today. I'm gonna give you all the details you need, all the information, and the actual ways to get the book interiors, the book covers, and the keywords, because that is the most important thing when you sell things online is the keywords, and I feel a lot of people leave that out. So I'm gonna tell you the juicy sauce on how you can get the keywords that will actually get your listing seen on Amazon. So first things first, you are going to need an Amazon KDP account. This is fairly easy to create. Like I mentioned before, it is available in many different countries. So make sure that you set up that account first, because sometimes you will need a few days to verify the account. It does depend. Once you have your account set up, you are going to need to create the book. But the most important part about creating the book is getting to realize what kind of low content book you should create. And that is basically doing trend research and niche research. Now, I know I talk about this a lot, especially if you follow me on social media, but this is so important. And it becomes a mind game of what to sell. And always, in my opinion, I like to sell what people are already purchasing versus what I want to sell. So I use a tool called BookBolt. It will be linked for you with a code in the description. It is a paid service, but if you're going to do this, I do recommend using a plugin like this. But I will get to in a minute a free way that you can do this as well, but I just want you to know that I do use BookBolt to do this. Just prefacing that. Using BookBolt, they have a tool where you can search through keywords and spy on other listings to see what is selling, how many units of that low content book have sold, what their keywords are, and how much they're charging. And this is amazing because this is data, like this is research that is done for you in 1 second. So it's super easy to find. All you have to do is type in the product that you want to search for. So if we wanted to search for a manifestation journal, we could go ahead and do that and see what is selling, what keywords are working, what kind of designs are working, and what that niche audience is looking for. Now, if you want to do this without paying for a service, I totally understand if you're just trying to check this out. What you can do is type in the same word like manifestation journal into Amazon and filter your search results. You can see what's selling, what is bestseller, what has the best reviews, and you can actually read those reviews as well and see what people are saying. So if they don't like something, maybe you could kind of create something similar and tweak that. And you can also see their titles as well. It's just not an in-depth of, you know, how much they're making or all of that. But you can get an idea with the reviews too if you see like the dates of the reviews. So if there's a lot of reviews that are recent, that will show you that that listing is selling well. So doing this research is just going to give you an idea of what you want to sell. You may already have an idea though, but if you're totally in the dark, just go ahead and look at some ideas for that. So again, some ideas of low content books are journals, planners, notebooks, very minimal stuff. And also don't miss out on like puzzle books. And I'm going to show you in a moment how you can create puzzle books, but low content books also can fall in that category. So hopefully that can get some creative juices flowing. But once you decide what it is that you want to sell, how do you create it? So I understand that not everybody is good at designing. That is something that I literally took classes on because it was not something that came natural to me. So if you are not a designer, do not worry. There are 3 ways I'm going to show you that you can get interiors and exteriors for your books and sell them on Amazon. The very first one that I want to talk about, we are going back to Bookable, which I mentioned earlier. So Bookable actually has a design studio that you can create your outside cover and the interior of your book using their templates. So this is super cool to do, especially if you want to use them as, you know, your Amazon KDP all stores. That is what I do because they just have so much there, like so many resources. So if you do want to do that, you can actually create your book within the platform, and it's easy to download and kind of understand where things are because it's going to give you that book template and show you, you know, where the bleed is, all of that. So Bookable is great for designing your book. Like I'm showing you here, they do have all of these interiors that are pre-made. They also have the puzzle interiors, so you can literally create a Sudoku puzzle or a different word puzzle, all different types of things, which is really, really cool. It's super creative. I absolutely love this. Something I love about Bookable too is you can use all the graphics, fonts, and elements for your book in commercial use. This is something that's really important, and I'm going to talk about licensing in a moment, but just to let you know that you can use all of the things on Bookable for resale on your Amazon KDP account. Another way that you can do this is by using Canva. Now, it is a little bit more difficult when you do not have the book dimensions. You may have to find these or even download a template from Etsy or purchase a template from Etsy and then bring that into your Canva account so that you kind of know where the lines are that you need to be staying in. But if you do want to do this on Canva and build the interior of your book there, just be mindful that you do need to create multiple pages and download that as a PDF. So it is something to keep in mind, and it's going to be a little bit more work because you have to really think of where things are going. Now, what I was mentioning earlier with licensing, Canva is really tricky in knowing what exactly you can use in their designs for commercial use and print on demand use. So because these books are being created and printed for us and we're selling them, we do need to have a proper license with our graphics, fonts, images, anything that we use to avoid getting kicked off of Amazon because they take copyright very seriously. When you are designing in Canva, my number one way, and I talked about this in a previous video, I'll link it below, is to grab your graphics and interiors from Creative Fabrica. So if you head over to Creative Fabrica, you can literally type in Amazon KDP book interiors and a ton of different options will pop up for the exact kind of book you're looking for. Same with the outside covers. Again, keeping in mind that we want to make sure that these come with the correct licenses that we need. So it's super important. I don't want to ramble about it. I know I said I'm going to make another video on that, and I will, but you just want to make sure because it is really important. You don't want to get kicked off of Amazon because they will take your account down and like, then it just wasted your time. It serves no purpose. So do your due diligence and make sure about your licensing, but you can absolutely create your book in Canva. Now, if you're somebody that's like, I don't want to do this at all. I don't want to create the book. I just want to make the money. There is an option to hire a designer on Fiverr. So you can go to Fiverr and find someone to create these books for you and send you over all the files that you need. So again, great option. You do have to pay for it, obviously. So once you have your book created, you are going to need two different files. So you are going to need your book exterior and you are going to need your book interior. So you want to make sure that you have both of those separately because the way that you upload them on Amazon is a little bit tedious. So you want to make sure to have them. I do have a full tutorial going over and watching me do this whole process. I will link that below for you and on the screen, but it is something that you should reference if you do want to go ahead and start this. I do recommend watching that because you can like actually watch me do the whole process. After you have your files in order, it is now time to list your book. So the most important things here are going to be your title and tags, similar to listing pretty much anything online, whether you're using Etsy. You do need your correct titles and tags. So if we do use Bookbolt here, this is where you're going to be able to get your keywords and all of your juicy information. And I do recommend using them. I know I keep saying that, but this is a great thing to do. Or if you did use the other option of using Amazon and you have all of your keywords settled, create your listing too. Again, I do go over that in that other video, but you want to make sure that you have your titles ready and your keywords ready and kind of know your category and all of that, because listing it is the most important part, and you want to make sure that you're using a really solid keyword title. A part of this listing process, again, with making sure that you're using correct licensing, Part of that is also copyright infringement. So do not use any trademarked phrases or words. So this means stay away from book titles or anything that is big. So the example that's coming to my mind right now is like Nike or different movies, stuff like that. Stay away from it because that will get you kicked off. Don't use them in your titles, don't use them in your description or your tags. It's not worth it. You will get kicked off. So Amazon will take a few days to actually look over your listing before it goes live. So keep that in mind that it does take a few days once your book is published. So now when your book goes live, this is also a very important part that I want to preface, and that is to make your Amazon listing bomb. So you can use this website right here, and you can actually go in and add mockups to your Amazon KDP listing, which a lot of people don't know this. I did not know this for a while, and this changes the game because you can actually kind of personalize your listing to exactly who you're selling to. And I highly recommend doing so because this is gonna make you stand out against the competition if you have a really nice Amazon listing. So if you're wondering, okay, well, if I'm gonna create a book, how does it get to the customer? So the great thing about this is kind of considered Amazon's print on demand service. So basically, as you get a sale from that Amazon listing, they're going to print it, pack it, and ship it to the customer for you, and you will be collecting that money. So it's like print on demand. It's basically just selling books in that way, and you can also sell them as digital books as well for people's Kindles. So that is how they will get the product, which is really great, and it obviously makes it passive, so you are not physically printing or writing any low content books yourself. And as always, if you do want to market your books, once you have that Amazon live listing, you can create pins on Pinterest to start promoting it for free, which I do recommend. I do have a video about that. I will link that as well, and everything that I talked about today. But if you have any questions about this, or if you tried this, please let me know in the comment section below. I really hope this was helpful to you. And again, I will have that full tutorial linked below for you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.